Welcome to Sports Jazz, everyone. Without wasting any further, without wasting time, please allow me say Barcelona have signed Dani Olmo on a contract until 2030 in a fee or within a region of a fee within a region of 60 million euros. Now we can start. Welcome to Sports Jazz. My name is Isaac. I've just with me David, as always. Happy to be back, guys. I'm so great that you're all available today. You're all around today. I myself am around today, and we have a lot to discuss. We have a lot of things to talk about, but most importantly, Martin Zubimendi to Liverpool. Josh, David, it looks like Zubimendi is headed to Liverpool, although they still have a few things to finish up. How are you guys? You're all good?
All good, all good.
Some
Perfect.
nice pieces of news there.
Yeah. So, David, we are going to start with you. Zubimendi looks like it looks like he's headed to Liverpool. Barcelona has been interested. Man United at one point. Bayern Munich also did show some interest, according to reports, but Liverpool have stepped up, and it looks like they are really, really more serious about the player joining Liverpool as their second CDM or defensive midfielder. Josh, I'll start with David. David, real quick, how excited should Liverpool fans be about Zubimendi joining their club?
Yeah, I think they should. I think they should. In the list of big clubs that have been linked to Zubimendi, you have.
Yeah.
I don't know whether that was a strategy, but you have forgotten Arsenal. He was linked to Arsenal. He's been linked to Arsenal for I think the last 3 or so.
By the way, yeah,
right?
Arsenal. I did forget Arsenal.
Yeah, because he's that kind of player, and his stock is desired all over Europe. So, but more to the point, we now see that Ancelotti is doubling down on his strategy. We talked about how we were really anticipating that Ancelotti may really have a preference for the double pivot, meaning he wants to have a strong midfield, especially at the back. And given the repertoire of midfield talent that he has, he's adding Zubimendi, who is just an excellent all-round midfielder, especially for that profile of a CDM. So I think Liverpool fans should be excited about that one. It tells us a lot about how they want to play, but it's also, in my opinion, it seems like a genuine level raiser. Because remember, they lost Thiago Alcantara, whose technical quality was excellent, and he had,
Speaking, Josh, David, speaking about Alcantara, I think it would be safe to say he didn't really perform to the expectations of any football fan. I won't even say, because I'm not a Liverpool fan, but I think something was lacking. The injuries, the inconsistency.
Yeah, I mean,
I think
that's
he
the
did perform.
downside.
No,
Yeah, I feel like
no,
he did.
at Liverpool,
He did.
no. At
Yeah,
Liverpool, no.
you know why he actually performed at Liverpool? Because at the age that he came at Liverpool, and with everything that he had achieved in his career, and the injuries that had been there before, even when he came at Liverpool, we knew what Liverpool had gotten: a very talented footballer who might give you 15 games a season. And he did give them 15 games, very memorable moments, moments for Liverpool fans and football fans around the world. He did things that were actually, he was amazing. He was amazing at Liverpool. Yes, he didn't give you a whole season, but he was amazing.
Thank
Towards
you.
the
Yeah,
end,
David.
we missed him.
Yeah, David, you're still saying Liverpool fans should be happy that they should be happy that their club is interested in Zubimendi, because as far as we know, they are so desperate to sign a player. They haven't signed anyone. It's the only club in the top, should I say top 5 or 6 that haven't signed anyone. If we to consider also what Ancelotti said last time, he said they haven't signed anyone. He's okay and fine with the quality of the players he has at the club right now, but if an opportunity presents itself, they are going to sign someone. So, I mean, should they be really, really that
and
happy
let's also not forget that
and excited?
When we did the Liverpool in-depth, I remember we talked extensively about Richard Hughes, and that's the commitment that he made. He said he would they would have a better picture of the situation in August, and then they would probably get into the market
Yeah.
sure of what to look for, and we're starting to see them doing that. So for me, I think this is also another confidence builder for the Liverpool fan base. But I think the best news is that it's Zubimendi, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's Zubimendi, a player who is desired by almost all the top clubs all over Europe,
All top
right?
clubs.
It's not uncommon that you hear people referencing him as the next Busquets, and that's a name that doesn't need any explanation. So that's the
Mm.
level of talent they have added to their squad. So I would look forward to the season. Even as an outsider, I look forward to seeing what happens with that player in Liverpool's squad.
Yeah, Josh, real quick, because I think Devi has mentioned everything about the player, but also give us in 60 minutes, give us an insight about Zubimendi. Would he be a great addition to the club, and should the fans be even more excited?
Yeah, I think as a United fan, I'm
Yeah.
gutted by even the thought that Zubimendi might end
Yes,
up
you
at.
want every good player for Manchester United
Of
because
course,
you're a
I do
Manchester
want every
United
good
fan.
player, but I mean,
Where is the fairness?
We are lacking. I don't have to be fair. I just want the good things for myself. Anyhow, it looks like Liverpool is poised to beat us to the signing of Zubimendi, though they are rumors that it might be more difficult than we thought it would be,
Mm,
because some reports say that Zubimendi is not really convinced by the project at Liverpool, and some
yeah,
reports do suggest that um, Real Sociedad is Sociedad is really hell bent on letting Zubimendi go. They really think that they might be able to convince him to stay, and
yeah,
they're playing all sorts. They're playing all sorts of tactics, including asking for a 51 million pound cash,
yeah, yeah,
uh,
yeah. By the way,
cash at
yeah,
once, cash at
I
once for
read
the
that
player.
somewhere. Sociedad is
Yeah.
trying to
So
keep him. They're trying to
yes.
put everything possible to sabotage the player from leaving the club. They want him to stay in the condition they've. I think Liverpool wanted to pay less than the 51 million pounds. So they're telling them, if you want him to come join your club, fine, but you have to pay the whole amount at once.
Yeah, which is difficult given the situation of the PSR rules and the FFP. But going back to the football itself, Zubimendi is a versatile player. I mean, he has everything you would want to have from a modern CDM. Like coaches and sporting directors have taken notice of the importance of a player like Zubimendi. A CDM, like traditionally, we've seen the Claude Makeleles, the ones who disrupt play and do all sorts of dirty work. But
Correct.
the modern game is asking more of a central defensive midfielder who is more composed, has control, can dictate the tempo of the game, can guide play. They're looking for a player like that, even initiate play from deep positions, come and give assistance to your midfielders. And Zubimendi fits the profile. Zubimendi is that type of player. He is going to do so much for the benefit of the team and not himself. That's why he's likened to Busquets a lot, and players like Xabi Alonso, because
Xavi Alonso.
he has the art of crafting opportunities from deep
Th-
and from an offensive perspective. And with Liverpool itself, you should know that their midfield, McAllister is not really a CDM. He's better as a box-to-box player. So
mm,
in Ancelot's system, if he's playing a double pivot and he has a composed, controlled player in Zubimendi, then he has a McAllister to run up and down. I mean, That is threatening. That is
You know,
quite a midfield. Even
Josh.
Endo,
Mm,
sorry.
no, please carry on in 30
Yes,
seconds.
even Endo, with all the qualities that he has, running up and down, the type of players Zubimendi would be for Liverpool. Like David
Yeah,
said, he would be a level raiser. I mean, if he's talking about him and comparing with Thiago
Josh, ain't you
Alcantara,
overhyping him? I think you're
I am not
overhyping
hyping.
him.
I know.
No, I'm not hyping the player,
Yeah,
especially playing
by
for
the way, he had a
Anslot.
very good performance at the Euros,
Yes,
especially the finals when Rodri walked off injured. Everyone was like, well, but when he started playing, you could see the balance, the
the boy
calmness.
can play. The boy can play.
Mm,
He's calm. He's composed. Gravenberch, you see, who is at Liverpool in midfield? Gravenberch cannot do that.
yeah,
McAllister cannot do that. Endo
yeah.
cannot do that. You see, but he even fits in so well in Anslot system or Eric Ten Hag system because they would prefer to play a double pivot for the next season. Yes,
You
and
know
in
why
a
I'm
double
laughing?
pivot, he would have security.
Josh
As
is
in a
making every effort to bring in Manchester United into the whole equation. Bro, I mean,
no,
an Arsenal fan
that's
is
not it
rightfully
though.
to say he also fits into Arteta's system.
I'm
No,
also slightly envious of Liverpool for that one.
Yeah, exactly. Shout out to you, Nicky Fadi. As always, he said Thiago already played well at Bayern, but performed a little bit less at Liverpool. But I agree. That's what I was saying. He did. He did. He did.
Yeah.
Of course,
so
Hamida says,
I hope
yo,
that they don't get
yeah,
him anyway.
uh,
So here's the thing,
yeah,
Isaac. You know, as good as Rodri has
yeah.
become at Man
David,
City,
David,
and in
please try to give
yeah,
me, try to increase your voice slightly. Yes, please.
yeah, I'm saying as good as Rodri has been at Man City,
Yeah,
you realize that we have been hearing about Zubimendi even before Rodri became this good, right?
True.
Even before Rodri became this good, we were talking about Zubimendi purely because of the quality that he has, but also Josh has lavished a lot of praise on this player. I believe
I
that
know.
that praise is rightful. Although the picture may almost look as though defensively he's useless, that guy, the strange thing is he can also put in a tackle.
I
He's
Yeah.
think
not the guy you'll
if
see
there's any
fighting battles all
weakness,
the time. Yeah, but
if
he's
there's
also
any
a very,
weakness,
very good tackler. His
uh,
anticipation game is on point. I believe, I'm envious even as an
That,
Arsenal fan. I'm
actually, that
genuinely
is the
envious.
one. That is the one. The football IQ on this player is really up there. So I mean, he may not be heavy on tackles. You know, I nothing
But
the
when
only
he does
weakness he
it,
has
nothing
that
to
I've
take away,
seen is
nothing to take away from
winning
the
aerial
player.
balls. Yeah,
Nothing to take away from the player, but what I was likening him to, we were used to seeing a midfielder who was a destroyer and heavy tackles
yeah.
and stuff. He will do that with his football brain. He doesn't have to
okay.
slide in. He doesn't have, he would just anticipate really well and hold a best position to actually stop or intercept a ball before it even, an attack before it even happens.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you did talk about McAllister. I was going to. I mean, should he be worried that Zubimendi is coming through? I mean, that's if he really signs for Liverpool. Should he be worried?
I think he would be the best partner for Zubimendi
In what
because
formation, Josh?
he's going to play double pivot.
Okay.
So
Yeah, if it's a double.
yeah,
No,
the
sorry.
one who is up and about, who is not holding a position, will always be McAllister because McAllister is almost tailor made for the Premier League. As in, he can
Yeah.
throw in a tackle, he can run, he can chase people around. He's uh, he's uh, he's good. He's good for that role. And Zubimendi, when you protect him, you give him added cover. You imagine Zubimendi playing with Kobe Mino. I mean, and Bruno
Man,
Fernandes.
David, please come through.
so,
David,
so
David.
Isaac, I prefer to see it from Ancelot's perspective or
Yeah.
viewpoint, right? Instead of McAllister's viewpoint.
Mm,
We know that Ancelot, even though it's easy to associate him with the double pivot, we know that Zubimendi can actually play excellently as a pivot, right? A
Yes.
single pivot, what the
Yeah.
Spaniards call the number 4,
That's why I
right?
asked
He
in
can
what
play alone.
formation. Mm.
Can play alone. So from the perspective of Ancelotti, I think this is options galore because he has McAllister. He can play the double pivot. Those two can complement each other very nicely. Even Gravenbach. I like Gravenbach. I'm not very sure what his strong position is,
Gravenbach
but
hasn't really
I like
given me what I expected. I
as
don't
a
know
partner.
why.
I think then he would come alive. As a partner,
Mm.
I think then he would come alive because the other thing is Gravenbach also adds that physicality, which may be lacking if you put McAllister and Zubimendi together. So I think Gravenbach has certain attributes that the other two may lack, but I don't take anything away from them. So for me, from the perspective of Ancelot, I think this is just options, more options. And even McAllister shouldn't be worried about game time. Liverpool has very many midfielders, including the Endos. Should they all be concerned? We know that Liverpool, given their recent history, they're surely going to compete on very many fronts. They'll want to have a strong side in the Champions League. They'll want to have a strong side in the FA Cup. They want to compete on equal footing even in the Premier League. So I think there's enough room for all these players to get game time and express themselves.
Okay. Yeah. Let me ask this before we move on. Zubimendi, he's priced at 51 million pounds, or one can say is, euros. Considering the market value, is he worth the player? I mean, is it okay to just cash in the exact amount, or I personally think not less than 40 million pounds.
I mean,
Josh.
I
Okay, David. Yeah, David, come in, please.
I I think it's hard to look at that transfer in isolation of the surrounding circumstances. Uh, I feel, or it appears to me, that Arsenal have a good relationship with Real Sociedad, and
Mm,
it's becoming increasingly clear that those two situations are going to affect each other. Arsenal's
yeah.
acquisition of Mikel Merino and Liverpool's acquisition of Zubimendi. Look, these two are the most important midfielders at Real Sociedad. Should we think that they are ready to lose both of them at the same time? So that might have an effect on the price a bit. But also, if you look at it in isolation alone, we have just spoken about this player being linked to all manner of European sides. So that means his
Yeah.
stock is really high. There's no way they're going to let him go for cheap. They're selling something that they know. They know the value of that player. So I think whichever way you look at it, he's going to be expensive, nevertheless.
Yeah, Josh. Should Paul just cash in and get the player that they want? Because I mean, fans really, 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 really want the player. They want to get him,
I'm
and you
even
see they
shocked.
haven't. Yeah.
I'm even shocked that Real Sociedad has stuck to the money in the release clause.
Uh,
Because by now they should have upped it. Yes, they should be asking for more money for Zubimendi to leave. And believe you me, as in we are so many who want his services,
but they have
someone
a
is going
release
to cash in.
clause, so that means they can't
Yes,
take it more past the amount agreed on
yeah, they
in
do
his
have
contract.
yeah, they do have a release clause in his contract, but I mean, freedom of contract. They can
Yeah,
just
it's subject to their
say that
acceptance.
yeah, it's up to them. It's their asset, so they can sit down on the table with Liverpool. They're like, okay, look here, we're not ready to give you this player this season. This player is this valuable to us. We need him for our project and stuff like that. But though he has a release clause of 60 million, if you pay 70, I mean, it's yours. And believe
Okay.
you me, someone who wants the player will still pay for. So for me, I think 51 million pounds is fair enough for a player like Zubimendi. I mean, United was about to pay out of this world for Gate.
No, 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 no. They were not about Josh. They pulled out because of the fee. The fee was crazy.
Yeah,
It's not
but
fair
you see, yeah,
if
but
you
you see
say
that
they were about.
PSG does think that the player is that valuable to them, so they asked for that.
All right.
I think
Yeah, yeah,
51 million pounds is fair. The only problem, oh, I should let you in on the Real Sociedad is going to play Union Berlin tonight,
yeah.
and we that game will tell us the situation at Real Sociedad. It
Yeah,
will at least give us an insight.
Josh,
definitely.
If he plays the game and plays 90 minutes, he might just not be on the cards for a transfer. I mean, you can't be. What if he gets injured? If you're in deep negotiations with someone for a player, at least you make sure that player does not
Use
put
him
himself in
sparingly.
harm's way.
it looks like
Yes.
Real Sociedad doesn't have a lot of options. I mean, you see, Arsenal is still also into Mikel Merino. We are going to come back later in the not later, but in the next few minutes, talking about latest transfer news in the football world, in all leagues. But it looks like they're out of options, and Mikel might also join Arsenal. David, you're an Arsenal fan.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to to spotlight just a few minutes ago. I don't
Yeah.
think Real Sociedad is prepared to lose the the central elements of their midfield just like that.
Mm.
They'll
Yeah.
probably want to recover as much as possible for Zubimendi so that they still have time and the resources to go back into the market and get a decent replacement. Also,
Mm.
something about the Arsenal situation with Mikel Merino that I can't shake.
Mm.
There are so many dependencies. Maybe Arsenal needs to get money from elsewhere to purchase Mikel Merino, and maybe if Arsenal purchases Mikel Merino, then we may see more resistance from Real Sociedad to release Zubimendi, and it's starting to look like it's that kind of situation. So, fingers crossed. I hope Liverpool doesn't get their man, but if they do, I think we're effed.
Yeah, but I really, I do understand Mikel Arteta's
You
desire
guys are
to
just
have.
salty.
I do understand Mikel's desire to have these players um, who are Spanish, or he has a connection with Real Sociedad, so that deal might be easy for Edu to do. But Mikel Merino, he's not that all. I mean, apart from winning air duels, I mean,
No, no,
he's
he's
not
not.
even that good
Okay, yeah,
a
yeah, yeah.
passer of
Mikel,
the
yeah, he's
ball.
good
I
at that.
mean, these options for Arsenal is not like United, that they need uh, 8 players this season. You just need one, but the right player. Yes, Mikel Merino was a good choice for you in the beginning, but if that is difficult, I don't think Arsenal would be sweating over that. They'll just go and get someone else who can do the job, or even better than Merino can.
You know what I discovered about
Yes.
Merino? Even if we have
Just
actually
before,
agreed he's not
uh,
a
no, no, I was saying, well, Nick says 50 is enough plus a fair amount. Oh, you see, for I think he's talking about
50 plus
Zubimendi.
is a fair
50 plus
amount.
a fair amount.
Very
Well,
fair.
I might
Yeah, I think
I would say
it's
40.
actually a fair amount. Yeah,
Yeah, Josh, you
Yeah.
were saying, sorry, David, you were saying?
yeah. Incidentally, I lost my trail of thought, but we can
It
go
was
ahead
about Mikel Merino.
when I
Mikel Merino.
yeah. What I
What you
discovered about
discovered about
Mikel Merino.
Mikel?
Yeah, I've been trying to
Mm,
figure out. Of course, there is this situation that Arsenal has seen uh, over the last probably 2 seasons, especially that
mm,
we are actually there right now. Arsenal looks like a, a championship outfit in the sense
mm,
that we look like an outfit that can actually lift the local or the domestic owners. But it's that tiny margin. So when I was digging about why we are insisting on Mikel Merino, of course, there's those physical advantages, aerial duels, he's a tackler, and all that. It apparently Mikel Merino was probably one of the top 5 progressive passers in the Spanish La
yeah,
Liga, which is a lot to say about him. He has that eye for the last pass, and he's always making that forward pass. And when we contrast that with Zubimendi, if and I'm probably going to do him injustice with this, but I want to box him into a profile called, let's say, a metronome, right? His big deal is possession and retaining possession. Yes, we can
yeah,
talk about his creativity, which he genuinely has, but you will see him more as a Busquets, possession, control, possession and tempo control, possession and tempo control. Now, on the contrary, Mikel Merino is a very, very, very good progressive passer, especially in the final third. There were times when Arsenal was accused last season of being very predictable, even the season
yeah.
before, where there was I was watching a podcast where they said the analyst was saying Arsenal plays in a U. Whenever we face the low block, we play in a U, meaning the ball just goes from end to end without necessarily penetrating to the danger zones. Now, this is what Mikel Merino hopes to bring to the Arsenal side. Despite all his size and all that, he's actually an excellent progressive passer, especially in the final third. And those are the small margins we talked about that Arteta wants to pull out of the hat. And if we are to actually compete with Man City, that's what we're going for. So I think that's the kind of issue we have there.
Wow,
Well,
you've really
I
oversold
know.
this player, yeah, but
I, the
I'm
sa-
still not convinced.
Yeah,
it
it's
looks
the same situation with most Arsenal fans. The wider fan base doesn't see a lot of value in that transfer, but
uh,
it's that
Yeah.
kind of thing. That's where we are now. Small margins.
Richard says, "Hi, Josh, Isaac, David, and chat. How are you guys doing?" Pedro to we are coming to Pedro. Pedro to Chelsea, 54 million pounds. I mean, guys, we are going to come to this very soon, but I do think paid a lot. Sorry, Chelsea. He's a very good player, no doubt, but Chelsea paid for a lot for Pedro because his injury history is not really, really, really good. I mean, considering how he's been playing
Yeah,
uh, on the pitch, he's very good, but when it comes to the sick bay, he's a player who never steps out. And he also says, "Where's Cole Palmer going to play? Have they played much? Rather, have they paid? They have to pay. They have. They have to.
they have too
They have too
much
many.
players,
Yeah. They have too many
too many
players
players,
and spending a
and
little bit.
spending a lot of money.
Where is FFP? Josh, you did talk about this very situation in the Chelsea stream we did. Do please again explain slightly more how Todd Boyle goes around the FFP, especially with the long contracts he does give the players.
Yeah, he does try because when you look at it, most of the time, Todd Bowley, the players that he signs
Mm,
he gives them very large contracts. So when he gives them large contracts, the transfer fee is spread out. And when the transfer fee, actually, for the first players that he got in, like Enzo Fernandez, like Caicedo, and all those,
crazy
he gave them
amounts.
8 year, yeah, crazy amounts, but he gave them 8 year contracts, and they spread out the transfer fee over 8 years. The Premier League had to come and make the rule that amortization of a contract is only 5 years. It shall not go beyond the 5 years, even if a player is on an 8 year contract. But
Mm,
you should know that Todd Bowley has done extra things like selling a few hotels in Cobham, in London, in Chelsea to actually get some money. So he's not doing badly with the FFP, but I see it will come to bite at some point. I also believe the PSL rules were brought in because of teams like Chelsea.
Chelsea, yeah. Okay, thank you so much, Josh. You know what? I wanted to come in later with transfer news, but since somehow the whole topic connects to transfers, let's get into the transfer speculations with the latest coming in from different clubs. We have Richard again asking. Well, Richard, thank you so much. Richard is saying, is Zubimendi viable option for the club as a CDM? That I agree. Yes, number 6, because McAllister doesn't give you what Zubimendi is going to give you. So you should try so much to get him. Does he possess and requisite for the central midfield, this central defensive midfield position? David?
Yeah, and I think that's what we have been laboring
Correct.
to that's the impression we have been trying to just draw out here. So I think
Yeah.
he's an excellent CDM. It's not news that he's an excellent CDM, but maybe precisely what makes him an excellent CDM. You see, the Premier League, and I think this is the fans. I don't want to accuse the coaches; that would be presumptive. But the wider Premier League fan base is not accustomed to the possession-heavy game, right? So in the
Yeah.
possession-heavy game, you will occasionally see what the fans often call negative passing, right? And we shall see a lot of this from Zubimendi, but it's actually tactical, right? But if we want to talk about the more attractive elements that he has, is his capacity to draw the press. This is a player who will attract the press and yet he's very, very press resistant. We talk about his passing angles. He's not limited for passing angles. He's excellent at receiving. He's excellent at turning. He can turn to the left, turn to the right.
He's
He can.
so calm. He
He's
plays
excellent. Yeah,
safely.
it brings that composure to the back line, because when you have normally, and we're seeing that going away, but traditionally we're used to defenders panicking, and it gets worse when they have the ball and the pivot or the central defensive midfielders are not actually savvy with it at their feet. But Zubimendi is that kind of guy who will restore sanity at the back. He cools things down. Tempo control is what we're talking about. You can always trust that you pass him the ball, no risk, he will turn.
So,
You know,
man,
he's that
the
kind
shower,
of
the praise you've both of you, the praise you've
But it
showered
is.
Zubimendi today.
It is. That
But
is
that's
what he is.
that's
But
who
I agree.
Zubimendi is.
Again, I agree,
mean,
and he made his mark. Not that he had not yet, but he
Yeah.
made his mark
Oh,
and
by the
made
way,
everyone know. Sorry.
yeah, by the way, the other thing that he has is his consistency. Zubimendi has
Yeah.
been playing at that elite level for a very long time. At least you can talk about the last 3 or 4 seasons. He's always been that Zubimendi you hear about in the news. He's never, dropped off. He has no marked drop off, or maybe the last 6, 7 games he's different. He's exactly like Busquets. His consistency is impeccable. So I think we have to be concerned about that situation.
But anyway, by the time teams like Arsenal, Bayern, Liverpool, Man United, I put Man United in quotes though.
Barcelona.
please next
Barcelona.
time start with Man United.
By the time all those top teams
Yeah,
coming for it,
teams
and that
like
means it's really special.
teams like
Yeah,
Man United under Eric Ten Hag want a player like that. You know what the player is about. Anslot wants a player like that. You know what the player is about. These are Dutch people, so I mean, their football
see,
IQ is
Josh,
up there.
thank you. Richard is still asking. Richard, we did talk about Liverpool. I'm going to share a link below about Liverpool. We talked about Onslaught, but it seems you haven't watched it. But yeah, I'm going to give you a slot, but still we can say something. David, could you please provide real quick, guys, in a minute, both of us, both of you, provide a quick analysis and prediction of Liverpool's upcoming season under Onslaught, the new manager. Specifically, I'd like to know which trophies they are most likely to win. Bro, it's too early to talk about trophies, but they played well.
Yeah, but there's a disclaimer.
I say played well in the preseason. They look a compact team.
Do. Yeah, at least in the preseason we have seen that they can play different ways, right? We know that,
and they had players missing. McAllister, they had Van Dijk, Robertson, Trent. Who else? Darwin, right? Nunes. Then you had Diaz, and they had really, yes, and they played so well. So I would say they're likely to finish in the top 4. As for the trophy to win, man, it's too early. I was going to say Community Shield, but unfortunately, it's Manchester United and Man City. But I mean, yeah, you can't really rule that out. They can always win something. Pep, Ancelotti is lucky. Because Pep left when he has laid the ground for him, or for any other manager. Sorry, not Pep, Klopp.
Yeah.
For any other manager that was coming in.
Actually, I think
ground so well.
True, but I think the rejuvenation of we are going to see a rejuvenation of Mo Salah in this season.
He has performed so well in the preseason. I was
actually
writing him off.
When you look at Mo Salah, he looks like a player who has been taking time off to make sure that he's different now. He's so scary. He's so scary. The way he took that goal against United, Arsenal, against Arsenal.
Even against Arsenal,
runs.
He's so scary. He's physical. He's
it's hard to imagine,
he's still that fast.
Better than we have seen him before. At least
and he has added muscles. He has put on muscles, by the way.
It's not just.
I still remember him walking. I still remember that clip of him walking along the streets of Greece like Conor McGregor. You remember that? That
clip? But you see, it's not even just about him as a player, and how he has changed himself or prepared himself for the season. But I do think that Ancelot's style of play, of course, they might just be slow to
Yeah.
really adapt and get in rhythm with his methodology. But I think that Salah would benefit a lot from Ancelot's style of play. Because remember, it's not the
Eh,
Gegen press that
yeah.
is going to necessitate Salah to be running too much. It is more tactical. Not that
Uh,
Klopp wasn't tactical, but it's more tactical, and they can reserve. I mean, Salah can pick moments where he reserves his
yo,
energy and be more useful.
yeah. Arnold is saying, Zubimendi is elite. You never walk alone.
Sure,
Staunch
he is,
Liverpool
but
fan.
he's still walking alone, man. He's still walking
No,
alone. He might just
no,
end
no,
up at
no, Josh.
OT.
I know you're a United fan, but they've performed so well. Yeah,
No, I mean
David is having
Zubimendi.
connection issues, but I hope he comes back very soon because this is really, really
Sure, he
interesting.
will.
We're saying, we're saying again. He was saying, Arnold was saying, we are not winning one trophy. We are winning. We are going for the ball. Who's going to represent the Ballon d'Or? Come on, Arnold.
Anslot is winning the Ballon d'Or.
No, no, that is not true. Then he also says it's funny we have a better midfield than City.
You
Um
don't. Zubimendi is not yet a Liverpool player,
no,
and you should
assuming
know that
Zubimendi
without
joins
with,
Josh.
without Zubimendi, no, don't
Uh-huh.
assume yet. He might just end up at OT. But without Zubimendi in your midfield, as in who do you have? Gravenberch, McAllister, Endo Wataru. I mean, really,
Uh-huh.
as in that's not a midfield better than City's.
And Man City, they have De Bruyne, they have Rodri, who's benched, they have Oscar Bob. Yeah.
They have Rodri, they have De Bruyne, they have
Who am I
Kovacic.
forgetting? Yeah,
Oscar
yeah.
Bob
He's the
is
one.
he'll come in from the wings. He'll come
They
in
have
from either
Bernardo.
either flanks on
Yeah.
wing forward.
They have
He'll
Bernardo. Yeah,
come
by the way,
7 or
Man City
yeah,
is
7 or
rich
11.
in
Matthias
almost
Nunes,
all positions. Yeah.
Matthias Nunes.
as in
Yeah.
they have quality in depth. They
They
have
even have
quality
John
in depth.
Stones.
As in when Liverpool
I
tells you
see
they
what you
have
did there, David.
depth in midfield, as in they're telling you they have bodies. They have
Is it Calvin Phillips who barely played last season? And
yes.
I saw him lined up and playing as a left back in the preseason. Josh, uh, you
Sad.
know, Pep is a man who tries out everything. Yeah, Nick says, do you think Zubimendi is as good as Fabinho? Josh,
Better.
Is better than Fabinho. Simple
hey,
answer. Is
guys,
better than
They're not
Fabinho.
even. They're not even on the same level.
no, but versatility wise,
They're
Fabinho
not
is
on the
better.
same wavelength. As in,
No,
They're
if
not.
versatility
Fabinho
Not
wise.
had
even on that.
if Fabinho had that
Fabinho used
question,
to play also
he
as a
would
right back,
he would
plays
smile.
as a CB, then also goes into the midfield. Versatility.
Versatility wise, no, no. We're not buying Zubimendi to when you see Zubimendi is such a specialist. Is such a
He's a
specialist that when you
specialist.
buy the player, don't try him in goal. As in,
Yeah,
Josh,
he's a
you're not going to
CDM.
try him.
That's what he
Yeah.
can
thank you,
do.
I
That's
don't
what they
thank you,
brought
expect to
him
see
for
him
at the
anywhere
club.
else.
As in, for players
Arnold.
like Fabinho, I mean, you
Guys,
try him at left back, you try him at
mhm.
right back, but he's a specialist and he's the best in the business.
At
I
what he
mean,
does.
Josh, we're looking Arnold. Man, Arnold's hopes
unless
are way,
unless
way too high.
without Rodri, actually Zubimendi is the best in the business.
Yeah.
Josh, Arnold's expectations are way too high. He's saying Liverpool, we're about to witness Liverpool of 30 years ago. Arnold, no comments. Then we see
Uh,
Arnold.
sorry, I might
Anand,
have bust
Anand,
your ears with the club, but yo, Arnold, what are you saying?
we see Anand Sharma saying, "Hi guys, Zubimendi is done." He's asking, is Zubimendi done?
No,
Arnold,
he is not.
sorry,
He's still a
Arnold,
Real Sociedad player.
yeah, and Real Sociedad are putting up a fight. It seems Liverpool wanted to pay, of course, a full amount for whatever offer they were willing to offer, but were not or are still not yet willing to meet the release clause of Zubimendi, which is 60 million euros or better to say 51 million pounds. Yeah.
Hefty
Okay,
price
guys.
tag.
Yeah. Sorry.
So I wanted us to revisit the Don Hutchinson comment where he was asking about where Cole Palmer will play.
Yeah.
What do you
Oh,
guys think
Richard
about that one?
Hutchison, not Don.
Yeah, Richard, Richard Hutchinson.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I think that's a
Well,
very interesting question.
Cole Palmer is a top player, guys. By the way, I also blame.
Cole Palmer will have a
Uh,
free role at Chelsea.
yeah,
He'll play the 10 role at
and
Chelsea,
he
no matter
scores
who they've
beautiful
brought in.
goals. I love the
No
goals that
matter
he
who they've
scores.
brought in, I think Cole Palmer is a mainstay in that side.
And
Because
yeah,
Pedro
David.
Neto, yeah, even Pedro Neto will even fight to dislodge Noni Madueke from because Madueke has been really bright under Enzo Maresca. But
Yeah.
Pedro Neto is good. He's proven. The problem with him is he tends to get way too many injuries. So good thing they have cover. It's Chelsea. Players are not a problem.
Yeah. Okay, then we have Freddie saying, guys, please don't hype because the deal even. Yeah, that's true. The deal is not yet done. The
Yes,
deal is not yet done.
Fred.
But
Yes, Freddy. Deal is
yeah,
not
but
even close.
the deal is not yet even closed. But we're talking about
But we are not
the
hyping.
qualities.
Sorry, Isaac.
Yeah.
Freddy, just to be clear, we're not hyping the possibility of Liverpool getting their hands on Zubimendi. We are talking about Zubimendi, the player. It's not even hype. It's just that's how good he is.
That's who he is.
Yeah.
He's a very, very good player. I also agree with that. Guys, moving on. Let me see what I've said. No, that's still him. Yeah, let's go real quick into the transfer speculations. Josh, Dani Olmo to Barcelona. Dan, 60 million euros. And yeah, contract until 2030. I mean, we saw what he did at the recent
2030.
tournament. Yeah, 2030.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I think they
Yeah.
are trying to get
You know,
around the
Whoa.
FFP, because they have issues. Barcelona has issues with FFP. So
yeah, they have a lot of
right
issues,
now,
and
yeah,
you can
most
tell that part of their problems start with decisions they've made before, like letting go of Dani Olmo at the time. I mean, they've
Yeah.
they've had to pay for him expensively just to return to the club, but they had him on their cards, and he didn't even they pushed him out. He didn't even say that he wanted to leave at the time. So I mean, such decisions is why they are where they are. And at some point, I feared that Barcelona will be written off.
yeah, David.
Yeah, I think Josh is spot on with that one. They have to pay for a bad decision that someone else made, one of their past presidents. But also, it's amazing that clubs are willing to do that. It's amazing that, because for me, it looks as though not very many clubs had picked up on the value of Olmo's quality. Liverpool, Barcelona itself including. This is a player they could have gotten a couple of seasons back, but they have gotten him late, and maybe they wanted to ensure that. But also, the spread out of 2030, man, that's an incredible spread out, right? Because
Todd Bowley has taught people one or two things about getting away with with the transfer fees and signing players, even if you're in a tight spot.
Top player. I believe in terms
player.
of experience, I would put him ahead of the Pedris. I would put him ahead of Pedri and Gavi in terms of his overall quality. As excited as we are about the young talent, but Olmo is a different caliber of a player. Yeah, he's also probably more durable. We want to hope he's more durable than them.
Sure.
Well, okay, guys. Still in the transfer news, we have news coming in. Manchester United were confident of signing Manuel Ugarte last weekend. However, PSG's price of the 51 million pounds had them pushed. Josh, it's not Miss David laughing at you. I have not yet even finished what I was going to read. Man United did offer a
Uh,
fee of 43 million pounds maximum, and PSG were holding out for 51 million pounds. Yeah, David, throw whatever
man,
tantrums now. Say anything that you want to say directed towards Josh.
I feel sorry for United for that one, but I hope they just keep, struggling with that situation because I don't want to see that project shaping up quickly. So whatever they do, I hope it can slow down even further.
Yeah, well, I mean, Liverpool fans, by the way, should not give up. I see Fabrizio Romano did just tweet a few minutes ago that Liverpool are still working on Martin Zubimendi's deal. The player is also pushing. Real Sociedad wants him to stay, but talks are still active. And I mean, if Real Sociedad would also offer him a new deal if he ends up staying, but if Liverpool are persistent, they give them the money they Sociedad is asking, they're going to have him. Then going to Chelsea, they're also trying to step in for after signing Neto from Wolves. They're stepping in for Napoli forward, the Nigerian striker Victor. They are trying to use Romelu Lukaku Bongoli as a bargaining chip if they can give cash and the player, which I think will be a very very good move for Victor. Victor needs to come out of Serie A. No disrespect to Serie A, but he needs to come to he needs to come to Jerusalem. He needs to come to Mecca. He needs to come to, I don't know what's the best one. And I'm speaking about the Premier League.
Although
David, I see.
on the other hand, I'm a bit suspicious of this Lukaku business.
Yeah.
He
I don't
seems
know
to
what's
be in
up with
every
that.
window.
Yeah,
He
like I
seems
don't know
to be
what's
in
up with
every
that one.
window.
Yeah, and I don't know why Antonio Conte, he's now at Napoli, right? I don't know
Yeah.
why he keeps insisting on that player. I believe there are more.
Because
He got him at Inter, and he won a Scudetto with him. I mean, yes, Lautaro Martinez was the one doing most of the work, but I mean, Lukaku was just as good that season. I think he scored double digits or 17 goals or something like that in the league. And yeah, maybe he feels that I need this player, much as he's 33 and a bit heavy and all that, and just being Lukaku, but he knows how to get the best out of the guy.
Yeah, that's true. But also there was the environment, the Inter environment. So many factors were working in Lukaku's case to perform, including the fact that I believe on an individual basis he had a bone to pick. He had something to prove, especially after he had come from a kind of rejection from England. He genuinely had
Yeah.
something to prove, and the environment was just right. But now at Napoli, I don't see those circumstances, which is what makes me suspicious.
Guys,
It
And imagine he's going to play with another Marvel, Kvaratskhelia.
yes,
oh,
Kvaratskhelia. I don't know if that's the right
Kvaratskhelia,
pronunciation of
yeah.
the name. Yes, I
yeah.
mean he's going to play with that Marvel, but with his heavy touch, that kid can help him. That
Man.
kid can make everything look good. He might just give
Oh,
him the ball that gets. He just needs
okay.
to tap in. He doesn't have to control anymore.
Okay, guys.
Oh
It
god.
looks
As
like
in,
we
the
have a
kid
lot of
is so good, he can help your first touch.
looks like we have a lot of Liverpool fans today on the stream. Then we have Peace saying Liverpool to the top, even without bringing in new players. We are comfortable and still winning. We are prepared for the big matches to come. Wow.
Yeah, but peace, not so
Why are
fast
Liverpool
because
fans so confident? I mean, we have around 3 or 4
I
in the
know.
chat, and everyone, they don't even, they're all very, very confident.
But it's a
I
good
think it
thing
has
to
some.
see. It's a good thing to see. At least they're still alive. Even when they finish fifth this season, they'll be okay.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, peace. There you have it. You're doing so well. You've done so well in the preseason. You're getting one of the best. I would say the top in the top 6, no, top 4 central midfielders currently right now. Hopefully, you guys sign Zubimendi. Then we have Adieri. Adieri, shout outs to you. You always feature. Hi, David, Isaac, and Josh. How is Mark? Well, it looks you did submit a bid of 50 million euros, but it was rejected by Newcastle. They are holding out for not euros, sorry, pounds. They are holding out for 65 million pounds.
Yeah.
They don't want anything less than that. You know, you Newcastle takes 65 million pounds. There you go. Crystal Palace is all okay and with open arms to give you the player. Then you have Nicolas Gonzalez, Josh, and yeah, Osula. Also, he did finish everything. He's already Osula is already a Newcastle player, by the way. Everything is done and dusted. Then I think Nick is responding to Liverpool fans. I think Liverpool fans are confident because of
Yeah,
what
we're
they
just
done the
waiting for
preseason.
future.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah.
That is true. But Guitar, we had Guitar some time back last time on the stream, and he said people shouldn't really take preseason so serious. We've seen Manchester United perform so well in the preseason, and when it comes to the league, serious business, Josh is crying. So let's not get so hyped up. But yeah, Liverpool looks all set. Uh, yeah, and by the way, Liverpool, sorry, Wolves is targeting Ajax winger Carlos Forbes as a replacement for Pedro Neto. Looks like they are going in for the player. They want him to replace Neto, who has already joined Chelsea. Then we're still going on. A lot of news here. David De Gea or De Gea is set to
Thierry
complete.
asked you about Barris.
Barris, we are going to come back to Josh. You're going to come back and speak about Barris. David De Gea to Fiorentina is almost
Fiorentina.
done. Yeah, I mean, I'm so happy he's back and playing for he's back and playing. In other words, he's back and playing football. Man, I miss De Gea. In the way he
Yeah.
moved out of Manchester United, I felt like it wasn't fair.
Yeah.
He's a legend in that club. He's been with them throughout. So I mean, I'm really, really happy that he's getting to play. Yeah, David, you want to say
Um,
something?
no, I'm just sympathetic for him, but I know that him and any goalkeeper like him are going to have a rough few years ahead. As long
Mm,
as the game is still evolving towards the ball playing goalkeepers, we're going to see more and more of that profile of goalkeeper suffering to get game time.
yeah,
But for
thank
what
you.
it's worth and for who he is, I'm happy for him to get you know a new opportunity elsewhere.
And of course, we have Lee Castley, who has been named as interim England manager. I saw yesterday, I read somewhere that he was trying to get Ashley Cole to come in as a backroom staff, to help him with everything that is happening, managing the club and all that. So yeah, we
Lee
wish you all the
Castley,
best. Yeah, Lee Castley.
new
You
England
saw that
manager,
interim manager.
interim manager.
Yeah. By the way, let me ask you about still back to Chelsea, Enzo Maresca. What's your what's your starting lineup like?
It's hard to tell at this point, but I know that there's players already that he has had to work with before, especially when
Mm,
he was at Man City. The Cole
mm,
Palmers, for example, Enzo Maresca has worked with Cole Palmer before, right?
mm,
If Cole Palmer was good last season, I look forward to this season because I believe he's possibly going to be better. This is a manager who was involved in his formative years when he was still in the youth sides, and he was probably responsible for his promotion to Man City's first team. So I believe we're going to see Cole Palmer develop even further under Enzo Maresca because they'll
yeah.
have that kind of chemistry.
Mm.
Yeah, but I can't tell. They have so many players, 41 players at the moment.
Yeah. By the way,
It's
41
hard to
players.
tell who will start. Yeah, although someone
40,
asked about where Cole Palmer is going to play. Already we
yeah.
have man. They have so many players. It's hard to tell. But I agree with Josh. Cole Palmer may be more central this season. He may play in a more central role with
And he's
a
great, by the way. He's really, really,
yeah,
really, 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 really great. I'd
yeah,
like, I mean, Chelsea or Enzo should make sure that he finds way to accommodate him. He's a very, very great player. And
yeah.
yeah, real quick, who do you think will win the Premier League Golden Boot this season? I mean, we have
Ooh.
Erling Haaland. We have Mo Salah, Aston Villa's Oli Watkins. Then you have Son from Spurs. Then you also have Darwin Nunes, Ivan Tony, Kai. No, I'm not going to mention. I'm sorry, Arsenal fans. David, I'm sorry. Kai Havertz, no, no way. There's no way he can win the Golden Boot. Then Jesus, yeah, maybe. And Newcastle's Alexander Isak. Who do you think is going to win, Josh, the Golden Boot? Haaland, Mo Salah, Watkins, Son, Gabriel Jesus,
You
or Jesus,
you
Alexander,
you can
Ivan Tony,
stop
Darwin
there.
Nunes, and Solanke. You can
Yeah.
also add Solanke in the equation. In the
No,
equation,
Erling
he
Yeah.
had a
Haaland
very
was the first name that you mentioned. To give the rest a chance, you had to mention him last. So the moment you started with Erling Haaland, the list
It
ended.
was over.
Yeah,
I think it's between Erling Haaland and Mo Salah. Top two.
yeah, sure. Yeah. Oh, that means
yeah.
Liverpool is really going to do well this season. Or Salah will get his goals regardless.
Yeah, Nick
Uh,
says Haaland still.
going by the evidence of our preseason, I think Liverpool is going to see so many high scoring games.
Yeah. Yeah, Ole says, I'm so happy to see the hair back doing what he loves. New opportunities, no chances. I think maybe he made new chances. Yeah, I'm also very, very happy. I'm not happy how Josh, you and your team, to be precise, Eric Ten Hag pushed him out. It wasn't fair. But what I do appreciate, he kept quiet. He kept his mouth shut. He didn't say anything. Maybe in the coming years he will complain. Josh, we're talking before we started the stream. What do you think about? Let me read you this: West Ham's potential starting 11 this season. You have the keeper, the usual keeper, Arola. Then you have Emerson. You have Killman. Killman is a very good addition from Wolves. You have Todibo.
Yeah.
Todibo, by the way, Todibo, West Ham. Congratulations. Todibo has
Yeah,
joined West Ham today.
congratulations. Congratulations for keeping us our player until next summer. We're
Josh,
coming.
why do you say our player? Is it because of the
We're
connection Sir Jim
not
has
the
with
no,
Nice?
not the connection. Even before Sir Jim Ratcliffe took over at United, this is a player I've been looking at. I've looked at this player for 3 years now. I was really, really, really interested in this player. And when United, when the rumor started that United was interested in him the other season before Ratcliffe even took over, I was so
Yeah.
happy that now we would get a football at the club, and Ten Hag was there. So I thought that he's going to play with Lisandro Martinez, and he's tall. He has height on him, so I thought he would complement Lisandro Martinez very well. But things didn't work out.
Okay,
Also
as I was
got in
saying,
our way. We couldn't sign him.
man, David, Josh wants every good player at Man United. You know, you're
But
not
good thing
different
he's on
from
loan
Liverpool fans in the
at West
comment
Ham.
section.
So
Yeah.
take good care of Todibo. West Ham,
Okay.
take good care of Todibo.
Then we have
We shall
Trippier
come
also.
back, and
It looks like West Ham is
please, you
in for
failed
Trippier.
to fulfill the obligation to buy, so we can pick him up.
Josh, with Manchester United frustrating West Ham, as far as Wan-Bissaka is concerned, it looks like they're going in for Trippier, and he's likely to join.
No,
It's almost.
they've done.
Then
They've
you
done.
have there. Then
No,
you
they've
have
done such
Kudos.
good work.
By
They've
the way,
done
we
such
really
good
need to
work.
talk
I don't
about
think they
Kudos,
should be
Mohamed
going
Kudos.
to Trippier.
Oh, kudos.
Yeah,
Another one that
Yeah,
ran away from
good
Arsenal.
player.
this
Kudos.
player. And you have the player they got from Ajax last season, or Ajax, Alvarez. You have Bowen. You have Fulkrick, or Fulkrick from. I love, as I keep saying, he's a very, very good player, and I hope he really excels at West
No,
Ham. I mean, Nicholas
you have
is a good player.
it's the nostalgia that is getting to you, as in, because he scored a beautiful goal, as in you can't see beyond that. But he's as old
No,
fashioned as they come. The only problem I do have with
and
West
some of
Ham is the manager, Lopetegui. I mean,
I think he will only let himself down.
yeah, Somerville. Oh, what a player!
okay, guys. Lastly, we're going to talk about. Of course, we did make.
Yeah, but he tends to do that a lot. I mean, with imagine him. Sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay, Josh. Sorry, Josh is having a few internet connection connection problems. Yeah. Lastly, we are going to talk about Sander Badge. I don't know whether Josh is ready. I really wanted him to say something about Sander Badge.
Yeah,
David, I
you
want your
guys,
take on Sander Badge. I don't
you
think.
guys,
I mean, United came from up here, Ugarte,
yeah.
Zubimendi. They went to Yusuf Fofana. They did mesh. There's another Edison in Atlanta, if I'm not mistaken. Then they talk. I mean, the Serie A club. Then they talked about a few players, and right to the bottom.
Yeah,
They've been
I don't see
sharing
it as the
clips of
bottom.
him score. Rather, he's a very good crosser, no doubt. But I think he's mid.
I think United should just snap him up very, very quickly because we
For
can
real.
talk. Yeah, we can talk all we want about these other players that are properly marketed and that have a bit of a reputation.
Yeah.
But Sander Badge is just value for money overall. He's very good value for money. He doesn't need any time to acclimatize, and there's the added benefit of if he does not work out, there will not be a lot of backlash on the manager, right? But those other
Mm.
big names that you're trying to bring in may just attract more negative criticism for United. This is a player who is already proven in the Premier League. I think they should just snap him up. He's a good player, in my estimation. He's coming at the right price point. They should just get him.
Okay, thank you. And yeah, we have Adiel is still saying Adiel is really a staunch Newcastle fan. He says, "Hi, Isaac, Josh, and David. How are you?" Yeah, Mark to move
Not
the
great.
deal. Well, yeah, the first bid was rejected, so
Yeah,
Newcastle has to go
65 or
in.
nothing.
Yeah, 65 million pounds or nothing at all. Then you have
I hope I hope
Yilmaz.
I hope
You
Adiel is
hope?
watching I hope Adiel is watching the game tonight. Newcastle and Girona. That's a very,
Uh,
very nice one.
yeah, it's a
I
very
think it's
very
going to
nice
be a
one.
very nice one.
It's going to be a beautiful game. Then you have also Nicolas Gonzalez. Osula is already done. That is already done and dusted. He's already a Newcastle player, so you shouldn't even worry about that. And Nick is asking. Nick is asking unrelated question. Who is your most favorite CB ever? Oof.
Is it ever? Ever?
Ever, like ever. There are very many. I mean, I wasn't even born in if we are to say okay, as far as I'm concerned, those that I've watched,
Mm.
David, who is yours? Who's your favorite?
I mean, I could go back to all the old names, but to be honest, I think players are getting better and better than they were in the past. So for me, it is
No,
Sergio
no,
Ramos.
Josh. Sorry, David. In the past, it was different. In the past,
No,
there was no.
in
I'll give you an
general.
example. Nowadays, players are very much protected.
Yeah, there's
You
that. We
have
cannot
players
forget to do that.
who used to just come in, play dirty, play dirty, knock someone. I mean, you remember the era of Roy Keane, Jap
Roy
Stam.
Keane,
I mean, I
Yap
just
Stam,
watch
Laurent
games of
Blanc,
back then, and it's
Sol
exactly
Cambo,
so Cambo,
the Owens of this world,
Vidic,
the Maldinis. There's
and there's this
Baresi.
Italian
There are
player who
so
also
many.
won the Ballon d'Or. What's his name?
Cannavaro,
Mm-hmm.
Alessandro Nesta was a personal favorite of mine.
Puyo, Roberto
Carlos Puyo
Carlos.
was
Okay, he said CBs. He said CBs. They
centre
had
back. Yeah,
Cafu was also not a CB. Who was the
yeah.
CB? I'm forgetting the name. I'm
So
forgetting
there
the.
was
There was
the
that Brazilian.
Bonucci's, Chiellini.
Mm,
There've been many. Lucio. There were
very,
many,
very,
but
very.
for me,
Yeah.
I am very confident in the fact that I have not seen a player with the all-round quality that Sergio Ramos had.
Oh,
All-round,
bro,
all-round quality,
I'd even forgotten
all-round
about
quality.
Sergio Ramos.
Sergio
But you
Ramos,
also have
best centre back I've ever
Thiago
seen.
Silva. He was also. I
Yeah,
mean,
very good.
yeah, very
He
good.
was
But
also a very good
Ramos
one.
overall, I would pick. By the way, I would pick
Overall, I
Ramos.
would pick Sergio Ramos.
Score. At one point he was the top scorer. No, okay, he wasn't
He
really,
had
really the top scorer,
goals.
but
He
he had
had
goals.
goals. He
He
was
can
a
score with
general
the
on the
head. He's good
pitch.
in the air. He was good in
Yeah,
the air.
impeccable
Foot.
leader, comfortable with the
Yeah.
ball. He could play multiple positions. He could play as a wide back or as a centre back. There were occasions when Madrid pushed him in the midfield. And meanwhile, this is like years before this became as popular as it is today. He was very good in the air. He was a fighter. He he was a lion at the heart of defense. I cannot
Anyway,
think of I've seen many, but I cannot think of a better centre back.
Nick says he's his Cannavaro. So,
That's a good
yep.
one. It's a good one.
Yeah, he's a good one. He won the Ballon d'Or. Guys, we're winding up. Thank you very much. Thank you so much for everyone who has participated in the comment section, suggested anything or said anything. Thank you for all those who started with us and those that did join after. It's been a pleasure, guys. Please be back tomorrow, same time, streaming. And oh, by the way, tomorrow is a Saturday. We're having a watch along. If you want to come and join, say something. Tomorrow we are on. If you want to even say it and be even on screen with us, let us know. We are going to be sending you a link on how to join, because it's a watch along. You can come, get a very good background. We shall be sharing the link. You come in join us in the studio, say whatever you want to say, and let's have fun. Tomorrow, Manchester City versus Manchester United, Manchester Derby, FA Community Shield. Davi, what can we say and not?
Nothing
But
else,
yeah,
except,
seriously,
like
tomorrow
and
watch
subscribe.
along. Like, subscribe as always, share our videos, spread the word. Sports Jazz, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Josh will be back. Yeah, Richard, I see you saying City versus United tomorrow. We are going to be streaming, and I can't wait. I can't wait, guys. Please, for you who want to watch about the preview, hit on the page or channel and check the preview is there. And Nick is already giving it to City 2-1. That is so harsh. I wish how I wish Josh was on. He was going to put up a fight. Thank you so much, everyone who has tuned in once again. Sports Jazz, Isaac, Josh, who left a bit earlier because of internet problems or connection problems. David as well, all the way. Cheers, guys. See you tomorrow, same time, or it could be even earlier because of the stream. Watch along, subscribe, and peace. Shout outs to you too.